What it do, baby? Welcome to another episode of Horrible Decisions. If you have not heard us before, welcome. Also, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you listen to us or watch us, because yes, we is on the YouTube. What's up? I'm your girl, Mandii B, a.k.a. Pat the Stallion, a.k.a. Dat Bitch, a.k.a. Tripod Mommy. What it do?
What's Tripod Mommy mean?
Bitch, I have Tree Podcast.
Oh, I thought it was like taking pictures.
You get it? Not like taking a picture, bitch. Like Tripods.
I was like, I'm the one who was in a throuple.
Tripods. Tripods,
I get it. Hi guys, I'm Weezy. I'm just a single. Oh no, I'm a double.
You're a double penetration.
I'm a D peer.
You're a bi-podcast.
Peer, baby. And we are joined today by
Dallas Playhouse.
Oh, okay. Well, that too.
So we gonna play. It's a porny name.
That's a very like kinky name.
It is.
So we gonna
as a kinky bitch.
So I could do Dallas. I could do Dallas then, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
like the city.
Yes, but I'm not from there.
So where you get the Dallas Playhouse from?
As I just told Benson, my dad was like a huge Cowboys fan, and I'm a star.
Girl,
and that's it.
All right, bitch.
And that's it.
So the funny thing about this is, y'all, so I was like, you know what? We need to get some people on the pod. So I threw a tweet out there. Dallas hit me up. But what's even crazier is after we done communicated for a little bit, she's like, so you know we met, right? And I was like, we did. And she's like, I get it. Y'all meet a lot of people.
Y'all meet a lot of people. Y'all was lit.
No, I be feeling really
lit.
bad. But when I think it's not just like meeting, I feel like I remember someone coming up to me more than I do in an arena like that. I met a guy at a bar the other day. He was like, are you Weezy? I'm like, yeah. So I'm thinking he listens to the podcast. He's like, oh, I've been on set with you before. My name's Jesse. And I'm still like, okay.
Right.
He did our lighting and shit for the Horrible Decisions movie. And let me tell you what made me feel worse. We were there for 8 hours.
I was like, he was there all day.
So then I said to him,
I ain't gonna hold you.
I said, maybe it's the mask. He said, well, I'm not wearing one now and I wasn't wearing one that day. I said, no, my mask, and let me explain. Am I the only person, I know this sounds dumb, whose mask fucks up their vision?
Girl,
well, I feel like mine is just because of my glasses. Like, they just always get foggy.
Okay, well, see, I like wearing my personality glasses, and I wear them all the time. And when I wear the mask, it fogs them up, you know?
So I ain't gonna hold you. He could walk through this door right now, and I won't know that man.
I don't remember, man. I don't remember
the guy.
I feel so bad.
To that man.
No, so he's Dennis's assistant. He's been on calls with me that I've had with Dennis for producing shit.
Yeah, no,
bitch, I was just like,
I don't know.
And
that
the
man.
more that he kept talking, he was like saying stuff. You know when people trying to like give you the hint,
right? Your memory.
And he was like, right, I was there. I was like, oh, right. And he was like,
you don't even remember you ordered that man sushi? Bro, you don't remember shit, bro.
Wow. You ordered him sushi?
Oh, we had a whole platter of sushi that day.
It's when you're on set.
We were on set all day.
You have to like create the set vibes. You know what I'm saying? So Saturday, I just did another set, and I remember thinking like, because it started at 9, I was like, does anyone know what they want to eat? They're like, we're not hungry. And I was like, well, this is a lot cheaper for me. Great. I'll just do donuts then. We're going to do donuts. But like when you go to real shit, and I don't want people to think that I'm going to do shit cheap, even though I will. When you go to real shit, you know what I'm saying? They be having the waters out asking if you want anything. So I feel like it's nice to treat people that way. But what would have been nicer is if I knew his fucking name or his face.
Remember who he was.
So what I did was just try to be like, what do you want to drink? I'm like, oh, let's talk. Yes. What are you working on now? Do you want alcohol? Okay.
Well, see, and speaking of alcohol, that's what I responded to her. I was like, girl, you know I be drunk. Because I really be partying and be out with people and don't know who they are. And she's like, well, yeah.
We've partied with listeners in DC.
Don't do this. Are you going to, don't, okay.
No, I'm not talking about the time you made out with that girl.
Because you knew where she was about to go?
At that place.
She still brought it up.
I wasn't going to talk about how you made out with her. I was going to say.
Were you there when I was making out with her? Did you
Everybody was there, Mandii.
Did you see it? Was it?
And Weezy was like, she makes out with everyone. It's fine.
That's what you said?
Probably.
You liar.
Maybe, I don't know if I said she makes, I probably said this is what she does. I could see that.
Yeah, I be making out with bitches.
You were like, only pretty bitches though.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
And then Mandii was being so extra because Shorty and one of our friends was flirting. She was like, fuck this bitch.
Wait, what did I do?
You don't remember?
No, bitch. See, I don't even remember shit.
Nah, she playing. She was playing. Fuck you. Then you kept dancing with other people because you were
I do feel like, because wait, one of my friends, what
Girl,
was it? She ain't give me the pussy or something?
That was probably one of the...
Not for her.
Oh, that might have been it. And I was, that was it. My friend ain't give me the pussy. So I was like, man, fuck you, bitch.
She wasn't your friend. She was giving the pussy to our mutual friend.
Oh, got you.
The pussy wasn't for her.
The reason I brought up being fucked up, because that same night, someone else I didn't recognize, there was a girl that comes up to me. She's been a patron for a while. And she's like, Weezy, I know you be getting it in. Da, da, da. So she said she had some Molly water. And she was like, do you want some? And I was like, girl, no. I was like that, bitch. And she was like, girl, so I listen to your shit all the time. You don't know.
So she just thought you was going to...
She basically was like, I know you don't know nobody you be taking that shit from. So I was like, girl, no. So then after a while, people bought us bottles. We were drinking bottles. Well, we ordered bottles, but they were all gone. And so I was like, well, there's nothing really left.
So you could just go ahead and give me that bottle.
So I found her.
Oh, no, bitch.
But wait, it was fine. I was alive. So what?
You're here right now. But no,
she's a member of the horror. You think she's gonna steer me wrong?
Maybe.
I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. Real quick, shout out to the Horror Hive too, because I don't know how we come across. But bitch, almost every city there was fans that brought us blunts and weed.
They did.
Almost every fucking city.
Some girl brought me a tab of acid. Like, people be looking out.
Wait, you got a tab of what?
Acid. She didn't give it to you. It was in Boston.
She knew not to give it to me.
She gave you an edible. And she whispered to me. And it's so funny how certain drugs we put in a hierarchy. She was like, Mandii, this is for you. And then I made a joke like, damn, bitch, you ain't even done. She was like,
she didn't even want to give me the edible because at the Boston show, I shared how the edible, I had to be thrown into a bathtub.
Oh, yeah.
Because my nigga, and so I shared my edible. I shared my edible story, and she was like,
had to throw you into a bathtub.
Oh no, I brought you an edible, and I was like, well, bitch,
I'll still take it. So after the Molly water shit, fast forward, it's quarantine time. I'm hanging around the LES. This girl comes up to me, and she's like, "Oh, Weezy, I came to your DC show, so we hug, we take a picture." And she's like, "And you remember what else?" And I'm like, "No." Like, I'm really looking like,
I don't know.
And she's just like, "We had a moment." And I'm like, and I do remember crying with this one girl. Shut up. At the club in DC. She just made me tear up, you know what I mean? She was like, oh my God, I came to your first show. And I just started crying.
Bro.
And then she told me, she was like, we were in the bathroom together. And I'm like, okay.
What was doing in there?
Bitch, I didn't know what she was talking about. And
you was like, did we fuck?
That's what I was thinking. And I'm like, I know we didn't do that. And she was like, yeah, bitch, we took some Molly water together. I'm like, oh my God. She's like, you didn't even know who I was. I'm like, well, we wearing masks now. So I can't see.
The crazy part about Dallas is it's not like she was just a fan that was in line. She was pretty much backstage with us because her sister was the muse for Dash with if you guys came to our live show, we had live Kinksters, and in DC specifically, we had Sir Dashington, who did a live rendition of Bondage, which is crazy because that is what this week's episode is about, and we're going to get to talking to Dallas about
DC, and did she come to another city?
Oh, she did. They
Philly?
did Dallas.
I think Dash went to the other cities with you.
Oh, sorry. I thought the same.
The Muse was different in every city.
Yeah.
The Muse was different in every city. But that's what we're going to be talking about. And I'm really excited because every time I think by the second time Dash was there, we didn't really even have questions for him. We wanted to understand as a woman, you being tied up, what arousal you get out of that. And so we're going to talk about that for the horrible decision.
The girl who does my hair, not my braids, but the girl who does my hair, she tells me all the time she'll have sessions and stuff like that. And I'd be like, because I know she used to work in a dungeon. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, you be beating niggas up? She'd be like, no, like Dash gives me sessions. And
Dash like, be out here with a lot of
you guys are gonna think I'm crazy.
Listen,
look at the face.
I found her on Craigslist, right? This is a long time ago.
Obviously.
When I first moved to New York and I didn't know what to do, and it was like wintertime, and I was like, fuck it. So I found her on Craigslist. And years later, right? So she like, you know when you don't want to tell somebody who you are?
Right.
So she starts telling me a little bit about BDSM, a little stuff. And then she's like, oh, I know you got a podcast. I'll be sitting there for hours. I'm like, oh, you do? And she's like, yep. And I know Dash. Oh, excuse me. And he's one of my doms.
Dash be out here slinging that rope. I'm going to just say that.
He be slinging that rope. She said that Dash was one of the only men, I don't know if I can name the dungeon, I won't, that she has ever been in this dungeon that was not a customer. The only men ever who was teaching some of the women there how to handle people and do it safely. Because at these dungeons, the way that it works legally is they're called, I think I just talked to you and Benson about this maybe, they're studios, filming studios, right? Where the women are actresses that role play. So Dash actually went in there to help them do this shit safely. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of them just be tying and
just
choking
do whatever.
Up. Right. And he's very...
And we're gonna talk about that for sure. Also, Dallas, outside of being a rope muse, you also are in the... I want to say media kink space.
It's gratefulness o'clock, y'all.
It's
gratefulness o'clock. What is 222 every day? I just,
okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Look at Weezy's face. This is some stars and moons type shit. What is it? What is gratefulness hour or time?
I personally, it's not a thing, but just for me, like every day at 2:22 when the alarm goes off, I just, think of something I'm grateful for.
What about 11?
What you grateful for?
Being here with you bitches.
Yeah.
No, I recorded like a snap of us partying in the club, and I remember looking at it the very next day like, okay, I'm going to delete this, but I'm going to keep it though. But I'm not going to leave it up because I look crazy. But
I know we all looked crazy that night, bitch.
We was drunk.
A bitch was drunk.
Well, I was high, bitch.
So I came into the club, hair was, straightened out, left out the club with a whole afro. It's fine.
So what else do you do in this kink space outside of rope musing?
I really love impact.
Okay.
I've done a little bit of some electro-play. I'm a little pussy when it comes to that. I'm not going to lie.
Electro-play.
Yes. Electro-play, you could either use like the tins where they put like these pads on you and it kind of makes you like a conductor. So you can use anything on your body. Like it could be metal claws. It could be like a brush. It could be anything. And it'll like, kind of shock you a little bit. But it's not like...
That's so fucking weird.
Bitch, I'm already like, do you get wet from that? Like,
but is the shock like...
No kink shaming.
It's not like somebody's trying to electrocute you.
Wait. You use the metal from something else?
Mm-hmm.
And you zap yourself.
But where do you put the sticky things?
The sticky things just go on your body somewhere. Like
where do you like to put them?
I like to put mine like kind of like up here because I know that you might touch my arms or touch my legs.
Can you get like electrocuted like too far? Like, can the voltage just like...
You can definitely, it can be up too high and you might not like that and you could ask them to turn it down. Yes.
There's a whole voltage machine?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming.
Which is why you got to play safely and talk to people who know what they're doing.
Holy shit.
Things can go very wrong.
Well, if
you find black people to do it or not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
I don't play that.
Electro-Play.
Wait, what do you mean you don't play that? So do you not deal with white?
I prefer
men?
to deal with black kinksters, but also I build relationships with the people that I do play sessions with. So I'm never like just with a complete stranger
things.
just because the kinks that I'm into are so like it can go real wrong real fast.
Okay, and so is it because you trust black men more than you trust
and
white
black
men?
women?
And black women more. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've been tied up and I've done electro-play with a white kinkster at like a play party or whatever. And it was cool, but like towards the end, he kind of like the voltage was up a little too high and I was like, all right, I'm done. Red, we're finished.
Okay. So
Done.
basically it's like the sticky things that you would put on like for heart monitoring?
Yeah. Like when you go...
Okay,
so or they also have one that looks like, what do you call it? An ace bandage. And
I see
like,
that.
Yeah,
you see that
like,
too?
Wrap it around
right here,
the bottom of your leg or your arm. And it does the same thing.
So she has them on her chest.
They've leaked for a long time.
Nah, bruh.
This just isn't fun
She
to
has
watch.
it.
You could go to the store and buy a violet one and they have attachments.
I want to
Like,
see
they
like
have
him press the
floggers.
buttons though.
Bro. That I ain't gonna hold you.
That's a lot of electricity.
That's a lot. So also the setup for that is a lot. Like,
well, it looks like it's not WPS for you, so
yeah,
I am shocked
mean,
that black people do this.
I'm not.
I just feel like black people wouldn't put any electrical stuff. Like if you're gonna get wet, maybe we shouldn't electrocute you. You know what I'm saying? That don't sound like a good combination.
It should be on the way. I just ordered this toy from Cal Exotics that it's a e-stim toy and it like does the same thing that the tins do, but like it's a dildo and you can use it inside your pussy and supposedly it tightens your Kegel muscles. But like I just wanted it because it's an e-stim toy. Yeah.
I did pelvic floor therapy. I talk about it. I had vaginismus like years ago. And so basically they used to put this device inside of me. It didn't turn me on because I was clenching so badly and they had to like help me like loosen up because it was a lot of trauma and nerves. So you could use it for either or. You could use it to tighten or loosen. It's so weird.
That's crazy.
And it does these like fluttery things. And it's interesting because she would tell me, I didn't even realize that kind of was electro-play in a way. So basically I would sit there and I did a session a week and it looked like a dildo. She'd put it inside of me and she'd ask me if I felt anything and she would have it pretty low and then it would increase and basically it was stimulating the muscles so that I could start controlling them myself. Because what was happening was my body was automatically tightening during sex because I just had a lot of bad memories with sex. And so it was teaching me how to feel the muscle. because I couldn't feel anything. Like I couldn't relax myself. So they basically would stimulate that so you could like bring it back. Kind of like physical therapy.
And this is what you're buying just...
Well, that's not what I do it for.
Yeah,
I just like that shit.
But I'm saying they could have went to Cal Exotics too.
Right.
They could have.
Shit.
And charged a bitch $100 a session.
We are going to get into the vanilla shit for this week. And I love it because it deals with a little bit of body positivity, but also how your sex life affects your butt size. According to rampant speculation online, hormones released during sex can actually change the shape of your body. They asked an expert to look into it. And it does basically say, one moment, let me find what they say. Basically that when our hormones go into overdrive during sex, if our partner's hormones potentially also affect our bodies, it happens kind of consistently within having sex. Also, I know with anal sex particularly.
They can say that your ass gets bigger?
And I think that was something that said way
no, they said it when you get fucked in the back, from the back.
From the back, it's supposed to make your
shots and squats or something like that.
Wait, and squats. I ain't squatting. Oh, wait, technically you do squat then. Oh, and sex. You do, bitch, when
not
you get
for back shots.
No,
I mean,
but
not
you
for back
squat
shots, but
and
you
do
do
back
squat.
shot.
I mean,
do you feel like your booty got bigger after you started having sex?
No, it's from squatting.
Yeah.
Oh, it's from squatting?
I don't know. I don't feel like it's a like consistent thing. Like, oh, I'm fucking, my butt look a little round today, but like, meh. I feel like
it's crazy to me because I'll be honest.
I think the hormones may make you more shapely.
Right.
Well, and that's what's crazy because when I was growing up, I mean, I feel like I had my thighs and hips and curves for as long as I could fucking remember. But I remember that not only teachers,
your mamas and your aunties would be like, oh, your hips gonna spring.
And because I had hips, they assumed that I was sexually active way before I was sexually active. And then even now, which I also don't like, my hips have been referred to as childbearing hips.
Baby bearing.
And I'm like, I don't have a kid though.
Yo, I've heard somebody say, you look like you need to have some kids. And I was like, no, I don't.
Wait, someone said that to you?
Yes, like you look like I should put a baby in you, like you're ready for children.
Niggas is gross.
Niggas
No,
are
that
gross.
is a
Damn,
gross
I had
thing
another
to say to
shirt.
someone.
I wonder, like, for men, I don't know, because I was seeing this guy who like swore up and down. He was like very animalistic or whatever. And he's like, oh, like, you know, I think like an animal, like my body reacts like an animal. And he was telling me like, when I see certain type of women in certain body shapes, like it activates all of those things in me and makes me want to fuck because the childbearing hips or the smell of a woman or pheromones. And like, It sounded like bullshit. He was like kind of like earth and wind and fire nigga. But he swore that the reason that I was attracted to him was his height, his shoulders, his build, and everything about him and his hair. He was like,
which is valid, right?
He's like, because we're animals. You know when someone's like too old for you?
Okay, yeah.
Let me explain to you. I'm an animal, you an animal. When you look at me, you see protector. When I look at you, I see womanly. Look at your titties. I'm like, they ain't real. So you seeing bullshit. But he like swore that this shit was real. And he was talking about how he had a girlfriend at the time that, I think he said she had a kid. And he was like, when she would get super maternal was when like I was the most attracted to her or wanted to fuck her the most. And he's like, all of those things are very attractive. But to his point, I think women see that sometimes. Like when we see someone be a daddy. I love that.
Okay.
It is attractive when you see somebody be a good father, though.
No, that is attractive. I would say definitely, though, physically, I will say actually there are certain parts of a man that when I do look at it, I'd be like, and I guess it's not gross because if we're going to sit here and say, oh, niggas is gross, we be saying some pretty sus stuff too about niggas. Like, I love a man's Adam's apple.
I love the ankle.
I was going to say neck, but it's not like the Adam's apple for me. It's like this area.
See, but even
the nape?
I guess so.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Is it?
And of course, abs, that's a thing. And height is a thing.
I like biceps.
But see, that's the thing.
Mine's beard.
We sexualize men's bodies often. And it's not gross when we do it, right?
I mean, do you walk down the street like, damn, baby, look at them abs. I know under your shirt. It's just, no.
You know what? I will tell you, this one dude, okay, this is really nasty, but
here we go.
I just used to turn me on. I only fucked him one time. We were cool. We just like tried not to fuck because we lived in the same neighborhood, but we ended up fucking. But anyway, he would come around me all the time and like kiss me and be really close to me and shit like that. And when he kissed me on the neck, he would put his hand up here. And he told me one time that he knew I was ovulating because of my body temperature.
Oh, bitch.
And he was
Wait,
like,
what?
He was like, oh, I know your pussy wet as shit right now. I was like, well, how do you know that? Mind you, it was like 2 a.m., but it was. And he was like, yo, I just know when you ovulate, your titties look mad full. And he was like, you smell different. Like, I could tell. That was the night I fucked him.
That is a whole ass nigga. Bitch. That nigga got to deal with a whole lot of women or grew up with a whole lot of women.
And I took my pussy and I threw it right at him as well. And
he did good? He did a good job?
It was really good. He caught it. He moved to LA, but I think about it all the time. Like that shit, it was... Ooh, I don't know why it got me horny as fuck. And my nipples are.
They are very hard while you're talking about this.
They are talking to us.
They started sharing the story.
Bitch, when he told me that shit. Ooh, but we make jokes and talk about it later. And he says that he went to nursing school for a little bit. Right now he works in music. But he said when we got out of college, I worked in nursing. And he said, and I learned so much about women's bodies and the way that they change
right in his
while they're
sure.
Right, like a whole ass nigga.
That's
also, they could have been full because I was menstruating. And then I remember like when he was like touching my pussy, he went down on me, but specifically when he put his fingers in my pussy, he like looked at him like he knew. And I was like, this is
whole ass nigga.
Put a baby in me.
So
and I'm gonna get Plan B to take it out.
Let me ask you then for a man to say that. Do you ever feel like the compliments are from fetishism or something? I mean, I talked about it too, because like even before I like lost weight, a nigga was like, ooh, let me fuck you before you lose weight. But even the idea of someone wanting to say they want to put a baby in me or my childbearing hips, like to me, actually, I guess that's where it comes from. I feel like we take a lot of compliments as being uncomfortable sometimes. Maybe because we're not all the way comfortable with, because I don't want you to, even when I laid in bed, I talked about this with who? With Ashley. I don't like when they grab
your rolls.
Oh my God. I be like, stop that shit. I mean, so I guess is that where
it's weird because I think
ever feel fetishized or?
I mean, I know I can't relate all the way, but what I can say that I would assume is why you don't like someone grabbing your rolls is because
I don't like it.
Normally, if someone's grabbing it, it's because they're saying something bad about it.
If you like hold them, like if we're cuddling and you like just put your arm around me and hold it, but don't jiggle it.
But
and
I
play
think
with
that's
it
the
and shit.
association because I've seen like my family do it to someone. Oh, you getting this? And they pull at you like this.
They do.
I think that's where it comes from. So you probably feel like the man that you're with is doing the same thing. And if anyone ever grabs the skin on your stomach, it's not normally because they're worshiping it. It's because they're trying to remind you that it ain't how it's supposed to be.
Right.
Oh, valid. Well, let's go ahead. We gonna get into our motherfucking Heaux Fax today. And this is actually, guys, you know, I don't want to keep bringing up my boyfriend or anything, but when I read this, I said I have to share this on the podcast because this is very much probably why I'm experiencing sex the way I am right now. So,
because you're in love.
Don't say the L word. I ain't said the L word.
But
yet.
It's true. When you're in love with somebody, the sex is better.
Yeah, but this is why the sex is better. It's because it's a fact. It's a whole fact. It's a sex fact. Okay. I found it, y'all. So the whole fact for this week is talking about sex improves your sex life. Now, valid. We do this, but let me explain. Let me get to it. So whether it's pillow talk or a candid middle of the day convo with your partner, talking about sex can lead to a more fulfilling life of sex. Relationship coach Kyle Benson says that it's also important for couples to be specific and direct when discussing sex and intimacy. So when partners talk to each other about their sexual needs, their conversations are often indirect, vague, and left unresolved. This can oftentimes leave both parties frustrated. So, Benson says that instead, couples should focus on what's positive about their sexual encounters. For example, instead of saying something like, "You never touch my body," try, "It feels so amazing when you touch me here." Few people respond well to criticism, especially when it's something as personal as sex. Also, sharing your positive needs will open up new ways of loving each other.
And then I just would like to cross-reference with an article that discusses when you're in love, how the sex is better.
Oh my God, don't do this.
And what it says is when you explore your sexuality through consensual encounters, it's immensely empowering, especially because you're actively discussing intent, boundaries, and there's no holds barred in lovemaking. You know that person isn't going anywhere, as well as the fact that the motivation is different. It's not just to get off and have an orgasm anymore. When making love, climaxing is important mutually. because you're connecting on
Is
an
this what we're
emotional level with the
Is this
partner
what we're
that
doing?
you're
that
in
what you
love
Well,
with.
when I read this, I automatically actually fuck you with this L word because I ain't said it yet. I just tell him I appreciate him.
You haven't
That is my
said
word.
it yet.
I ain't said it yet, but it might
But
be
bitch,
lingering in my mind a
it's
little
kind
bit.
of like you being like,
Her
I'm
pussy
a
said
free
it.
spirit. I love doing how I feel, and we know you're a whore, but we are not saying it. You are not saying it.
So I bring this up because we recently had morning sex, and he like has been really, really like intimate and just really calm with me lately. But I think it's because it's so weird because my period has been coming on early the last 2 months.
Oh man.
And he was like, being a man, he was like, it's not because I'm pounding you too hard, am I? So he thinking he just knocking the shit on. But he was. So he's been really, you niggas.
I must be fucking the shit out that period and come
He knocking the period on early. But now, so I told him, I was like, no, that's not it. So anyways, we go to have this morning sex, and he be so extra in the morning. He be wanting to bring out the toys, do anal and all this shit. So he goes to put his finger in my ass. And I'm like, ow, no. And mind you, my ass was clenching because I really didn't want it. And then he got into my ear and whispered. He was like, nah. He was like, so you don't trust me with this body anymore?
What if he said,
And
you
I
don't
was
trust
just
me with
like,
this booty hole? Would you like it?
Not the booty hole, but no, like, so when he was like, when he said that to me, literally, bitch, that, the Buddha just like, let the finger just go in there so
It was
much.
like a Dukalax, like your ass.
I ain't gonna hold you. Bitch, I literally just eased up and I was like, oh my God, okay, yeah, now that feels good. But it was me just knowing I didn't want it, but him just talking me and like, so like, I know he makes me feel good in every way.
But when
And
you
said that, I was like, ugh.
So did you not want it because you
Bitch,
didn't
because I
think
don't be
it was-
wanting anal sex in the morning. We done exceeded our time per quarter.
First of all, Mandi's in love. That's why her ass opened up.
Oh my God, my ass be opening up.
Bitch, let me tell you how my pussy got wider. And this is also because I'm vain during some really sweet talk, right? I'm fucking, this nigga's looking at me, and he was a little drunk, but he was looking at me like in my eyes, we're making out, and he's like got his hands in my hair, and he's like, I love the way your hair feels. Like, bitch, my hair was like, I don't really like having my fro like that. He was telling me how fucking beautiful I was, just like staring at me, and it was like super deep. And when we started fucking, I was like, I'm taking the entire dick in my stomach now. Like, it reached a new part.
But see, it was because he spoke
I think
and said,
affirmations during sex is a real
But let's
thing.
keep it up, fellas. If you just
I love
say
it. You
to
know,
me,
I love
you know
that.
what?
Literally.
Look how
I was with
fit
this guy,
and
he was like,
skinny
you're so
you are.
beautiful.
Oof.
You're important. You're special. And I was like, yes, I am.
no, seriously. No, but seriously, I think also too, what all three of us even just said.
We're attention whores?
Well, well, not only
Basically,
that,
when they say I'm pretty, my ass opened up, my pussy got wetter.
no,
Bam.
seriously, no, but the fact that too, we relayed all of the compliments to be something other than our pussy. I think in sex, a lot of men be like, "Oh,
This
that pussy's
pussy's
so
so good."
wet,
I
it's so
actually
good."
did not think about that. Yeah.
And so the idea that
Of them
even
affirming
though
you as
you're
a person.
yeah, and when you're in my pussy, the fact that you can like appreciate other parts of me. So those words of affirmation outside
I need
of
to
this
just see.
good ass
There's a waiting list for the emo hoe club that I'm a part
No,
of.
don't do this.
But you guys are welcome
I
to
am not
join.
going
We're
to
only
no
taking
emo
applicants.
hoe.
But I mean, from what you've said,
Don't do this.
wow.
I just enjoy what he's saying.
Emotional.
I'm not emotional, bitch.
How?
How am I emotional? Because I enjoy my nigga.
Everybody shows their emotions in a different way. Looks like you show it through gifts, food,
Let me tell
not
you,
fucking other niggas.
Speaking of gifts, this is how you know I really like this nigga. So I follow this page on Twitter called Fat Kid Deals, which I gotta get off of it.
They
because
do some great weighted blankets.
everything.
Stuff
I be
you
like,
don't need.
I be like, bitch.
The battery.
I was like, bitch.
Oh, speaking of that,
I literally bought just lights, and apparently they change colors and shit to go around my TV so that the wall light
Shit we
up.
don't need.
Shit I don't need. So anyway, I'm scrolling Twitter because I love Twitter, and bitch, it's a beard kit. And I'm like, oh,
Let me get this physique.
Bitch, I bought this nigga a beard kit. I was like, what type of dick is this man giving me?
Let me moisturize
Lovey
that
dick.
Bitch.
Worshipy
and I'm
dick.
like, I really just bought this nigga a beard kit. Because normally if I buy him something, it's something that I can use too. Because I'm just one of them type of people.
Oh yeah,
And
I did get Old Bay a water pick.
Wait, a what?
A water pick.
For your teeth? Oh, okay. I didn't know what that
You
was.
never heard of it? So instead of flossing, you could do both.
I thought you said a water pit.
Pick.
Oh, pick.
So
okay.
it's basically this long tube and the water like shoots out fast and it goes through your teeth. And I ain't going front. I wanted one. It was like $150. I was like, I'm not going to buy this for myself. I was like, but let me look like I'm being a good person. You know what I'm saying? Because you be flossing a lot. And I was like, babe, I got you a water pick. And he thought it was the sweetest thing I had ever done in my life. And damn sure every night I was like, you want it too? Okay.
You ain't shit.
I'll think it's at my house.
You ain't shit. So we are going to get into our hors d'oeuvre. And for this, I am leaving it up to you, ma'am.
That was the hors d'oeuvre, I thought.
No, that was Heaux Fax.
That was Heaux Fax.
Hors d'oeuvre, for those of you listening to us possibly for the first time, is our tip in the bedroom. And you have a lot of different experience. We talked about the electrodes. Is that
Electro-Play?
Electro-Play.
Electro-Play. Can you give us maybe a tip on introducing Electro-Play with your partner?
I think the best way to introduce it is just to talk about it, honestly, before you ever pull any toys out, before you bring any toys, because the stuff that you might got, your partner may not want to use.
Because I don't know, if someone brings a generator in the bedroom...
Okay.
I'll be like, hold on. You know when you gotta jump the car battery? You put the red
know what it is. It's just
in
gonna
the
be a
back,
briefcase.
and you be like, let me start the engine. Okay, right.
Okay, so talk.
I don't
okay,
like nipple. I'm scared. Nipple clamps scare me a little bit.
This shit really just happened.
Yes.
Yo,
Yes.
it's
Listen.
the nerve of bitches,
Listen.
and you are it. You are
don't care.
bitches.
I don't care. I am bitches.
Okay, so to talk about it, you think is definitely step one.
the first thing, and then I think a live showing of it, because watching the video, you're not going to be able to really for me, research anything. You're just going to be like, okay, well, I don't know how he got it up.
A live showing. Where would someone see that?
Yeah.
Well, not like a show, but go to a sex club or a party, a play party.
I ain't gonna hold you. I done been to a few. I ain't never seen no Electro-Play.
That is ridiculous. How?
I don't know.
I've never seen that either.
Yeah, we be going to
crazy.
sex clubs. Is this?
I've seen a
crazy.
Sibian machine, where people get on top of it. I've seen people getting flogged. I've seen spankings. I've seen
rope tying a lot.
I've seen the fuck. I wish I knew the
St.
name
Andrew's
of it.
Cross?
that.
Thank you.
That I've seen that. I put my man on that.
But I've never seen
in my home.
Electro-Play.
Me
And
neither.
I'm going to tell you why. Because when I go to sex parties, it never says WPS here, white people shit, for those of you who don't know. And I've never had, and maybe they do it in their own kink ass corner.
and now that I think about it, it maybe was some WPS when I first saw it.
Really?
It was a white people party. There was
Okay.
white people there.
And they were like, we just love, you're so exotic and urban. Look at your blue hair.
Listen, I feel like I was born with blue hair and somebody dyed it black at the hospital.
How long have you had it?
Promise you. On and off throughout the year, I just dye. I may dye my real hair when y'all met me, or I'll just buy a weave and dye.
People get very weird about blue hair. When I used to manage the store, one of the rules we had was no unnatural hair colors. That's it. You can
incorporate that.
you can have however you want it. And I had to tell this girl, I'm like, look, and she was white. I was like, I'm not trying to be a bitch. I'm cool, but you can't be having the blue hair. She was like, no, it is people call me blue. It's either I fucking do this or I don't make my.
Yo, I had a job interview when I was working for other people, and I had pink hair. I had just dyed my hair hot magenta pink the day before, but I was like, I'm still gonna go to this interview, and the guy loved me, and he was like, I need you to do something with it.
Throw a wig on.
I can't. So I went, I got a rinse, and it only made it purple. It didn't do anything.
But
It just made it plump.
What's crazy, I know we're relating this to corporate setting, but I remember a friend of mine had short blonde hair like this, and she was looking to dance. Mm-hmm. And so she went into an all white strip club here in New York, actually in the city, and they loved her, but was like, if you're going to dance here, we need you to have long hair. So they didn't even want her to have her natural, just short hair as a black girl. They were like, we're going to need you to throw on either a wig or get something long. Yeah. So the crazy thing is the fact that hair is really a thing, even outside of corporate. It's also
I get the color thing, but length.
Yeah.
And I only get the color thing. I don't know where you apply to work, but this was front facing, a little more professional. I understand it. And I don't think the color thing is crazy. What I do find crazy is when you're telling me I can't style my hair a certain way, especially protective styles.
I agree.
And length. I
agree.
One of my friends that was a dancer, she had locks, and they were like, we're going to hire you because we really like your look, but you need to go buy a wig.
See, yeah, at strip clubs,
And
before
they were
they
dead
do
ass.
this. They will determine like,
Are
yo,
they allowed to be like that?
yeah.
bitch,
I guess
first
they
off,
can.
you're not giving them your social. They're like, they
You want to work here or not?
You want to, right.
Yeah.
What do you want?
I mean, you know what really made me like kind of chill about the appearance in retail was the Apple Store. Like they never give a fuck
They do not.
about how people look. I think colored hair is fun, and I think that what's really made it easy to digest as the years go on, and it's not like I'm trying to give her credit, but I think white people can accept it now, is because Kylie does it. Now they're like, oh.
The Kardashians.
But it's just truly
it's trash.
Because black girls been coloring their hair like that for a long fucking time. And now whenever I saw it, in my mind, when white people color their hair like that, it was some goth weirdo shit. You know what I mean? Or like you're super punk or whatever. Shit, Venus used to do that like 10, 15 years ago, green hair. And now that Kylie's done it, suddenly you can have colored hair and it could be tasteful.
Yeah, it's awful.
It's
trash.
weird as fuck to me. Like,
I hate it.
I love how people pretend like they don't want to look at you. Like, I realize that my hair is blue. You can look. It's okay. And like in public, people would just be like,
and they know that everybody's already going to talk about it and like how cute it is or like
I went
how
to go have tacos last night.
different.
And this girl was sitting at her table and she was like, after like the third time, I was just like, yes, sis, do you need something?
That's how I was.
How are you?
That's how I was in Asia. You just got to say hi when you notice people staring at you.
Just say hey. It's okay.
Yeah.
You just got to be like,
about it.
hi, and make them feel uncomfortable.
Except
Enjoy your
niggas.
margarita.
You know, just make them feel uncomfortable. Well, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, bitch, I was about to get into the horrible decision, bitch.
I don't speak when like dudes be staring at me. I don't be speaking back.
No, fact.
No, because I feel like if you're staring at me from across the room, like, get up and come talk to me.
Well, actually, no. That is. I'm not gonna lie. That is a lie to me. I got on the train recently, and bitch, a nigga had his phone like this, and I saw that he took a picture of me, and like I noticed it because I'm just like, why else is your phone like this?
What are you doing?
So I like looked at him like, I saw you. Like you didn't do that very discreetly. He just kind of smiled at me and was like, "Oh, I thought you were. Hi, I'm not your friend." He made it seem like he thought he knew me from somewhere.
Why
Like,
would you take a
maybe
picture of your
he
friend
did.
instead of speaking to them?
Yeah,
though?
but nah, he made
I
it
had
seem
a girl
like
take a picture of me on the train and apologize and then ask to take a picture with me because her homegirl listened to Horrible Decisions.
Her homegirl was
Okay.
like, why you bothering Weezy?
But she also then said after, which I found very funny, she was like, can I be real with you? I only got your leg. Shout out to whoever it is, because she listens at a nursing home, and she said that one of the patients that she has doesn't speak, and she was like, sometimes I wonder if she be listening back about how nasty this shit is, but she's a caretaker. She watches her all day.
But wait, she plays it on the speaker?
God, this was a while ago this happened too. Yeah, she just mentioned that she plays it. She's like, I wonder if she listens. But yeah, I remember
Oh my God. Well, we are going to get into our horrible decision. And I'm excited because this is kind of your expertise. And I do also want to ask if it's genetic at this point, knowing that your sister was on stage as a muse. So go ahead, before we even dive into it, what is a rope muse?
A rope muse is literally just someone who inspires like creativity of a rigger and allows them to do whatever artistic masterpiece on your body with the rope that they want to do.
Okay. And how do you find these people that are into, I guess, bondage, like someone like Dash?
Okay, so like I feel like it kind of found me. It's a funny story. So
it found me. What are you talking about, Christ?
It found me. No, so I was like waiting on some random date. I was like at a bar waiting on this dude. I end up seeing this like beautiful chocolate woman sitting next to me. I'm trying to order my drink and she kind of like rushed me. She was like, you've been looking at the bottles for a long time. What are you going to get? And then like we kind of start like complimenting each other and talking. Our partners come over because the dude finally shows up for the date and they know each other. And she's like, oh, you've never been to such and such. And I'm like, nah, what is that? And she's like, you should take her. Fast forward to that Saturday, she calls me on her own and she's like, no, we're going. I'm going to pick you up. Wear something sexy. And I'm like, okay.
Did you know what type of place this was? Did she give you any?
Yes, she explained it at the bar. She's like, you know, it's a party that they have every other week. Well, they have it every week, but they have like a LGBT on and off week.
Okay.
So, you know, they have it every week, you know, if you want to come. And I told the guy, I'm like, oh, you should take me. But like, he wasn't fucking with it. Ironically, he ends up being there that night, but whatever. So we go and I see this guy tying this girl up in these pretty bright ropes. And I'm like, oh, that's dope. I think I'm too big for that.
So that's what I honestly, without asking that offensively, I was going to ask you that because I went to a sex dungeon recently with King Noir and one of his slaves. And the slave was literally half of my size, but he was getting lessons on how to
but why? Because I feel like it's not like an outfit. Like you can make it whatever you want.
Sometimes
because they're suspended.
They can suspend you.
And you got to make sure that the person who is suspending you can also handle adjusting your body weight and being able to catch you if something goes wrong, if you move the wrong rope. So that's why I'm like, it has to be somebody I trust. So the guy's tying the girl up. I go outside to smoke, and it's dark as fuck. And he comes outside, and he's like 6'10", and he's like, "Oh, you have colored hair. I like that." And I'm like,
"You 6'10"? I like that." Shit.
I'm so glad we have common interests and hobbies.
Hello.
I'm like, okay, hey. And the guy that I was supposed to go on a date with is his friend, and he's like, yeah, don't be bothered with her. But he tells the girl that brought me, like, nah, send her my number, da 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 da. We end up like talking, and he's like, I want to tie you up. And I'm like, I want to get tied up. Let's do it. So we did like a private session the first time. And I don't know a lot of riggers who will do suspension their first time tying you because it's so dangerous. So we did a session at my house, and ironically, he like put an anal hook in my ass. Now,
ironically,
wait, what is why?
It's ironic because I thought it was a fucking ice cube, and I was with the shits either way.
Okay,
wait, but it was a what?
It was an anal hook. You've never seen one?
I've never. Have you seen an anal hook? Weezy?
Where you pull it out, yeah, but I've
like with the circle at the end.
I just never thought that it was something I could serve with a cocktail, though.
Oh, it was cold and you couldn't see it. Oh no, bitch! This is not what you were talking about. Bitch,
it is. She see.
No, it's not.
No, bitch. So there
was Benson just pull it up. He's like, okay.
He just pulled it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, so
not all of them have two balls on them. Some of them's like one big ball.
Okay, it's actually like a fisherman's hook.
Like a hook that you put in a booty hole.
How are we still learning shit? Almost 4 years in, Weezy.
I've seen it.
I've never seen that. Look,
I've seen it at the store.
But a lot of those pictures do have it tied to something else though. That hook part.
Do you know what this looks like, you guys? If anyone is listening at home, I'm going to tell you exactly what this looks like. Some of you have it in your house, in your bathroom, behind the door. When you put your robe or your towel on there, you can also double and put that in your ass.
That is what it looks like. Wait, why they can't do it? Because this is exactly what it looks like.
Or if you would like a little bit of a cheaper thing, if you don't have a sliding shower door and you have a shower curtain, that hook generally has a ball on the end, so that the shower. See,
now people gonna be at home putting shower.
Okay, and you know what? Maybe Adam and Eve didn't give you a promo code for this episode. You're welcome. DIY sex toys with Weezy.
Bro, that is insane. Okay, that's insane. I ain't shaming. Okay, so he put this in your. So can I ask you real quick? At any point during this, did you ask, "Is that brand new? Did it come out the package?" Like,
well, I watched him clean it. So
girl,
I didn't think he was going to use it on me. Like, you know,
when you get a piercing and they show you, they be like, it's new. Or when you get a pedicure and they be showing you how to take out certain things. Did he bring barbicide? What he clean it with?
Toy cleaner.
Toy cleaner. Okay, yeah, that's what I have. Okay,
it's a booty hole. It's not like it was.
She said it's a booty hole.
Yeah. So he tied me up, and I'm like, okay, so. Every time he would hit it with stuff, it like vibrates, and it was an experience. And I'm like, oh, this is
kind of like sounded like,
yeah, like if you were to like hit this, and you know how like it's making the noise, but because it's in your ass, you can like feel it every time.
Did it make you feel like it shit?
Wow.
No, it like I don't know. I went into subspace, so like. I kind of just felt like I was...
What is that word that girl used? Not a sub... Kiki. Kings with Kiki. A sub... there's a word that she used when she used to... You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I can't
She talked about how she
showing you guys what?
A regressing?
A what?
A regression?
A regression.
Like regressing? I don't know.
No,
Benson is trying. I'm sorry. You back here doing motherfucking...
Benson, I don't know what kind of production you're trying to... Benson is trying to show us the ass hook attached to someone's fucking head, and his head is like...
Oh, no. Let me show you.
Wait, look. She's like, wait, let me show you I did this too.
Sub drop?
Actually,
something like that.
I think I have a picture that looks like that one.
Look, hold on.
Make note.
Oh, this is funny.
Oh.
She said, you just said, like, you just put it in your booty hole.
So So here's my question then, because this guy is someone that you had just met, right? And though you booked a session with him, what allowed you to trust him so
I watched
soon?
him tie up multiple people that night. I watched him do wax play and like do knife play and cut the wax off the girl's back. So
Benson, we saw enough. If y'all cannot see behind this camera, but he is holding his phone up every few minutes to show us. And here's another ass. And here's another one spread open. Thank you so much.
Another one. And another one.
Oh my God.
So how many times after, once you realized you enjoyed it, is this something that you just started craving to ask for?
So the next party, I was like, okay, well, we've had a private session and, I wanted to know if you could do some suspension on me. And he was just like, I would love to, because he loves BBWs. He's like, let's do it.
He loves BBWs.
That man turned me into a piñata. And it was great.
You were like,
I was, suspended.
And was he Mexican as well?
oh my God.
Black.
She said she only dealt with the black kinks.
She said there are black Mexicans.
But yeah.
Oh wow, you were like off the floor.
Yes,
can we share?
Off the floor,
Can we share this picture with listeners?
Yeah.
So okay, we can't really see your face. Wow,
you can't see my face at all.
Did you feel like you had to throw up?
No.
But see, it's also crazy. Did he bring any certain type of ropes specifically for you? Because so I say that because when I went to the dungeon, the ropes that were being used for the slave, they were like, yeah, no. So I actually ended up being put into leather harnesses to be pulled up. And the leather harnesses just fit my thighs real comfortably. But yeah, like, how were the ropes different?
It feels like a one size fits all.
If I see him and he doesn't have a certain type of rope, he won't suspend me.
Okay, that's
because
what I was
it won't be able to hold the body weight. Some ropes are literally just to be pretty.
Now, can you imagine if you was like right in between? Let's say you were good. I don't know. Let's say skinny's 120.
Bitch, this was me.
And in between is like
my weight.
Let's say in between is like a 180.
I was 160, and they were like, these ropes that are being used for her, we can't. So they literally use leather harnesses because they were like, these ropes couldn't be for you, and we don't have your ropes pulled out. There's definitely ropes that would not be able to suspend me. And I was told, no, girl, we're going to get the leather harnesses
I
out.
was told by the Apple Care sex club.
It's the, they call them carabiners. So the thing that holds the rope and connects to the beam in the wall. So you got to make sure you have strong carabiners.
Like a bungee cord.
Yes and no. They come with bungee cords, but you don't really want a bungee cord if you're going to be doing rope because you don't want the rope to bounce up and down. But so when he was actually doing the session that I just showed you guys, one of the carabiners bent. And I could like feel it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but like on a bigger scale.
All right, Benson. Benson pulling the props.
What else do you...
I use a lot of those.
What do you use them for?
You can use them for keys. You could put them on your water bottles, clip them.
But this is what will hold you up?
Yes, but like way bigger. Way sturdier.
Okay.
And whenever I wasn't necessarily with him, I actually like ordered one of those, what do they call them? Yoga swings. Okay. People call them sex swings all the time, but the yoga swings come with
aerial yoga. That's when I threw up. First episode.
You did mention that.
But they thought I was pregnant, so it didn't matter.
Oh.
Yeah.
So like I would like practice being upside down sometimes at home so I can make sure I wasn't dizzy during the session. But anytime that you feel like you're about to black out or you need to stop, you can always just say,
Well, that's the thing too.
Now wait, can you stand up? Sorry, if you had to, could you stand up?
No.
Oh, because your feet are tied. Oh, my bad.
Shit.
Okay, wait.
Because I have one more question.
Go ahead.
I have one more question because you've done this with, a professional. You've done this in a party setting. How would you introduce this to someone that you're really dating that may not have ever done bondage before? Is this something that you can introduce to them?
I mean, everybody's vanilla at some point in their life, I believe.
Oh, girl.
So,
she said, oh, girl.
Everybody does, they ain't fucking with me. And like, damn, okay.
It's not like that. It's like, I don't immediately meet guys and be like, hey, you like beating ass? I like getting my ass beat. You like tying people up? Kidnap me. I don't do that. So you got to be like,
I can see that.
Into BDSM? Have you ever, been here or looked up that? Do you have a fet life?
My friend went to a BDSM camp somewhere in the Hamptons or some shit.
They do have summer camps.
And yeah, she said it was so fun. She's engaged. She said her fiance is kind of whack. I mean, I don't know her like that, but she told me about it. And yeah, she took him to the camp and basically like a bunch of people did stuff with her and she said it was really safe and fun. Like just like a BDSM host school.
I was on FET and I found this like
My Fat Life she's talking about.
all black group of professional kinksters, and not professional like they're professionals, but like, you know,
Like they don't
work
have a degree, but work
No, like not like
professionals.
they're
they
sex
have a degree,
professionals.
but just not in ass beat.
Well, no, it's crazy because a lot of people often ask us, how do we find people that are into this type of stuff, XYZ? And it's literally like outside of Google, which I advise people to do too, these apps, you literally can narrow it down to the area that you're in and find people.
So basically, you're telling me I could type in
Just like the picture Vincent shows
6'10"
y'all.
attorney enjoys long walks in the park.
My head up. If I tried to stand up, it would, you know,
Look, this
tug back.
Okay, we got to feature some of these pictures on our IG.
You can.
Because this ass hook ain't explaining. Oof.
You can kind of see the
Very
bruises a little bit. Just a little.
You like, now does that ever like bother? I don't know. Like, is that something that turns you on though? Like being restricted like that? Because I'm claustrophobic. So this is, you know, like.
I think that I don't feel claustrophobic with rope, but I don't like gags or like my mouth being covered. Like I've done
breathing.
I don't really like breath play like that. Like I've done mummification by saran wrap. And like some people will wrap their whole heads. I'm not into that. You can wrap my entire body. Just don't. I need to breathe.
You don't be sweating? Y'all not hot?
Bitch, like them clear shoes. When it just be like, it just be foggy and shit.
That shit is not hot.
Listen, guys, before we get out of here, we're going to get into our hoe mail. And please feel free to give your little tidbit of advice in this too. It says, this one is advice before making a horrible decision. I mean, go ahead and make it, sis. But anyway, it says, have you ever had sex with someone that you don't want anyone to know about?
Yes.
I know, right? Well, that's how it starts. Hold on, let me get into it. Does that make me a bad person? Nope. I have been celibate for about 4 years due to a mix of choices: personal, guilt, morals, and lack of confidence. I feel so out of practice being intimate with another person. I also have had significant weight gain as well as parting from a very dysfunctional relationship within the last 3 years. All of those things have me feeling less than desirable. There is someone that has talked to me on the low for over 10 years. First as friends, then as more. I want to have sex with him to get back to my old self, but I have my doubts. I am not truly attracted to anything but his penis. I can't stand his voice, his personality, any of it.
Ugly sex is hot, girl.
I already feel horrible, and she spelt it, of course, like what? Like horrible.
Sweet.
That I have used him to make myself feel better with conversation and flirting. I've been very clear with him that I do not want a relationship. He says it's okay with him, but I am scared it will be a problem once we start this new friends with benefits situation. Help me out, ladies. I don't know what I should do.
Just keep fucking him, girl. What the fuck? Like, he's getting your pussy for free. Why do you feel bad?
She hasn't had sex for 4 years. They had sex before, and she's coming back now.
He's going to be getting your pussy for free to be fine.
4 years. Right.
And now, you can keep it a secret.
I mean, I guess that's good advice because my good dick is everywhere, sis.
Is it?
If you hate
good
him,
dick is
but
everywhere?
maybe she feels safer with
you gotta
him.
find it, obviously, but like, you hate him. Like, I
But
don't
it's
know,
his dick. Maybe that'll be great because she won't get in her feelings.
I think that that's good. And I'm not going to lie. And it's funny because she's on here maybe assuming that there's going to be a problem, but you've already told him you don't want a relationship.
Well, if it's only just fucking and, you know, get your nut off, sis. It's
I would
plenty of niggas that'll just
absolutely
call a
fuck
woman to just be like, I just needed to bust his nut. So
I would have loved that.
So both of y'all have, I mean, we know you fucked the ugly guy before. We talked about it on a recent episode.
I was like, damn.
But have you like ever like fucked the ugly guy just because of his dick? Sorry. You actually like the ugly guy. I'm talking about.
I did. but it's just, you know what? If there was no context, it's like she was thinking of the nigga. We know you have. But anyway.
No, there was context to it. It's in a previous episode. But we know you actually like that ugly nigga. Have you ever just fucked the ugly nigga because you wanted dick?
This is really, really vain. And I'm going to say this, but I kind of don't care.
Because I know I'm shallow.
So I used to fuck this ugly nigga, not for money exactly, but he had some talents in his wallet. And I just, you know, he was, whatever. I kind of used to get turned on at the fact that like I knew he had to fuck me because like,
He was ugly.
No, he had to pay for it because he was ugly. And I like knowing I was fucking his ugly ass because he couldn't, he was just he would always call me pretty. And I was like, dude, I'm cute, but I'm not a fucking 10, which is fine.
Session, same story, bitch. These niggas be ugly, but the wallet be cute.
And that's the thing. He used to turn me on.
But his dick was bomb. He just not attractive.
Oh, it wasn't even that great.
So real quick, how do you get to know when an ugly nigga has good dick if he ugly?
I don't know that.
Outside of the money. Yeah.
He told me. He was just like,
and you just trusted that ugly nigga to have a big old dick?
You're telling me.
wait, pause, have receipts, relax. It wasn't like his words. He was just like, no.
He showed you a Heaux Fax? And he was like, yo, you could ask anyone. You could ask Tiana. You could
ask my ex-girlfriend. We're really good.
So did you hit her up?
First of all, I said call her on three-way because I don't believe you and I ain't calling that bitch.
No, but see, ex-girlfriend, people that love you think everything is good.
That's what I'm saying. When you actually have feelings.
We literally broke up because I moved to Washington State.
Right.
And he lives there and he's not willing to fly back and forth even though he can clearly afford to. So that's why we're not together.
You have a very trusting...
I have a very interesting life. We could be here all day.
Okay, for example, when you're buying a car... And
if it's ugly, I ain't finna buy it.
No, but this is the thing. You know that the car salesman is going to make commission. So they have a reason to sell you on the car. Okay. You believed the man that wanted your pussy had good dick because he told you.
And then she told me.
So if someone...
And I said...
Now, if I was buying a car and they pulled over a coworker that they've worked with for a long time and they then said, hey, isn't this a great car? And the person was like, yeah, it's a good car.
The car is different because you don't got to drive it to know it's great.
You're telling me that this nigga that wanted to fuck you said, please ask my ex-girlfriend that, of course, I'm cool with if I have good dick. And you were like, yeah.
I said, sure, because I didn't really think he was going to call her. I didn't think she was going to fucking answer. It was honestly...
Was it on FaceTime?
Weird. Yes.
I just want to say, this is how you know that there's not that much good dick around because you were willing to fuck an old ugly ass nigga just to get some good dick.
He wasn't old.
I mean, he ain't even got to be just an ugly ass nigga. He was just ugly.
He just was ugly.
Like on a scale from 1 to 10, ugly.
Now
he was a solid 4.5.
Dallas, I just want to tell you, if you ever recommend to us a restaurant or something like that,
now you're not gonna believe me.
No, I'm not because I don't. Yo, this place is popping. Is it, ma'am?
Is it really?
Her friend owned the club,
paying
bitch.
You?
Yeah, your friend owned the club. We're not gonna get into that. Anyways, Dallas, thank you for joining us today. I want to thank you. And I still, because I'm so claustrophobic, the rope play is one thing I have yet to talk about. Actually, wait. It's not rope play, but I am trying, and I posted it onto the Horrible Decisions Instagram page. The, what's it called? Where it's my ankles to my wrists or something.
Oh, the bar. I don't know.
The bar, the extender, the extension,
whatever it is,
cord thing where it ties and it's just supposed to like leave it open and
the
shit.
Bars.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try that. But being the tied up, like, yeah, no.
But because she's in love,
rope,
she's gonna be able to relax.
Could it be like silk ties?
Oh, I didn't think of that. I forgot that there are different types of things that you could
use. I love using the tape.
People just don't like the friction of the rope, so you could use a tie. You could use
little rope burn.
The middle of your robe.
Oh wait, and they got the little sex tape too.
The sex tape's my favorite because the more you move, it loosens.
Okay, you can escape from that.
Yeah. So if you want to get it a little looser, you can do it yourself. It's fun.
Oh, maybe we'll do a little sex tape. All right. Well, can you go ahead and let our audience know where they can find you? I know you active on the Twitter.
You can definitely find me on Twitter. I'm there every day. Every day, B. Dallas Playhouse on Twitter. On Instagram, it's _ Dallas Playhouse. On mostly everything, it's Dallas Playhouse because that's my name.
There you go. And do you have videos or other things where people can see the electro?
I will put some stuff up. I'm actually like working on a website. That has a side that is literally just like BDSM sessions, like just my rope play, just Electro-Play.
Sounds like OnlyFans shit, actually.
Yes. But like, I'm tired of giving them money.
No, I'm saying like,
right.
I hear you.
I think all the sex workers are like, can we all just create another platform already?
A lot of people are like, I really want to see your content, but I do
want to tell you guys something interesting I learned. You guys know I'm a 90 Day Fiance fan, and Larissa just got fired because of Cam Soda.
That's crazy.
But with Cam Soda, apparently, because I was like, this can't be, because so many people have OnlyFans.
Right.
Cam Soda makes you exclusive to them. So they pay you out a certain amount of money to use you. And TLC has something in their contract that says you have exclusivity with them for
Makes
anything.
sense. That makes
and so
sense.
OnlyFans is independent. You're making money independently.
Cam Soda is
she
a
got paid out.
company, yeah.
So
That makes sense. It makes sense.
It does.
It does make sense.
Because I was
I
like,
can't wait to go
fight
do more
for
pretty
rape.
rope.
Yeah,
going
I
to
saw
see-
that. You looking like a mermaid.
Yes, I'm going to see my
And we're
favorite
gonna-
female rigger.
We're going to post some of these on Patreon as well and reference them so that I know we talked a lot about like pictures and you're probably not sure what they look like, but we're going to
Y'all
share
like
them.
show us.
Yes, we will. for
But
sure.
yeah, if you want some more horrible decisions, join us on our Patreon.
Patreon.
We talk about it all the time, but it's a really fun platform. Mandii and I are giving you the most up-to-date content on there, our catch-ups, things like that. If
we
you
are
may
talking
miss
more
it.
about current events if y'all want
right.
to listen to
If y'all
those.
want to hear about Mandy's boyfriend,
I mean, I was talking about
It's
him,
called
y'all.
Patreon.
No, Patreon, yeah. Shut up.
Oh my God, that's
okay,
hilarious.
y'all, I'm done. Anyway, I am about to actually go meet him. He's like, babe, let me know when you're done.
Oh, good, bye.
Anyways, also, yes, make sure you subscribe. And again, if you are all caught up with horrible decisions and you want more content, try Pop Mommy. You can listen to me again right after this show on Period Sis or tomorrow on See the Thing Is.
cannot wait.
Yes.
That's right. Binge all of our stuff. Check out For Fact's Sake. Eddie and I are doing some fun shit. I think we just did like the most haunted places. I couldn't sleep. Disney. He's a fucking
that's right.
racist. That's a fact that you can find out on For Fact's Sake.
And thank you guys for tuning in to yet another episode of Horrible Decisions.
Bye.
Bye.
But anyway.
Yeah,
Hold
so
on.
I want to get real quick. We're going to get into the Heaux Fax real quick. It's a random one. I'm just going to say it quick. So Heaux Fax for this week is that after fingers and vibrators, candles are actually the phallic objects used most often by female masturbators. I assume it's like the candles, like, you know, the stick ones, the stick candles. Because I wouldn't assume the ones that I get from Marshalls that come in a glass jar are the ones women are masturbating with. I'll just say that.
I think it's just because women don't buy like anything to masturbate with, so they'll use like the cucumber thing, you know, like all that kind of shit.
Just household shit.
Yeah.
So for the horrible decision, guys, and we made it here. We got some time to get through it. Hopefully, Weezy has a cool story. I have one that's exciting that I'm not sure if I've shared, but we are about to go to Mocha Fest in Mexico, and again, it's kind of like a free-for-all. It is an adult-only resort. So my idea for the horrible decision for this episode was to talk about a sex-crazed weekend that we both have experienced at any point of our lives. I think we've both been on vacation. We both went to festivals. We've both, done just a getaway where maybe it turned into a sex-crazed weekend. So wanted to know, when you saw this, did any particular weekend come to mind? And then if we have time, I have a what if. We'll probably not do the whole mail, but instead we'll play a game at the end about what if, so we can kind of make some predictions for our Mexico trip.
I think the only sex crazed weekend I've had was like when I used to go to Ultra.
How, did you have sex with multiple partners? Did you find yourself falling in love with one guy on day one and then stayed with him the rest of the weekend?
One guy was date night was with a girl, one night was with a guy, and then I was making out with a lot of people at Ultra. Oh, it was bad. I honestly don't know how to get mono.
I was
but
about
I think
to say, bitch, that sounds like
that
you know what?
culture,
You did come into the studio a couple times a little sick, bitch. It might have been mono, bitch.
Not because I wasn't raving since we've been. I would have said it. Mono's insane. I've had it before when I was in high school.
You and Dub did Izu, you guys.
But I didn't do. I haven't done it since we've been podcasting.
Oh,
if I've done it, I've done some Euro shit. But I have a book in my house of that Dub made me of all our raving pictures, and I just watched that This Is Paris documentary. Y'all gotta watch it. You would love it. Paris Hilton is so much more deep than we think. I can't even believe it. It's crazy.
Oh, she is definitely one of those. I'm sure she's brilliant and has.
She makes $1 million per gig. Are you kidding me?
It's disgusting. Yeah.
And then she was like, "I don't even know my real voice anymore. I'm a character." She
kills the DJ shit. Yeah.
But I mean, not shit. And when I was watching, I was like, "Damn, bro! I used to do that shit heavy. Oh my God, nigga, I lived for a rave. If my boss told me I couldn't go away for a weekend, I was like, I'll fucking quit, dude. Do you think you're gonna keep me from going to Ultra, nigga? I was wild. Then I think what also amplified the sex is
wait, real quick. Come to think about it, I'm just thinking of all the stories you've told. Didn't the treehouse story come about from a rave?
No. I went
No?
to
It was
a bar in
okay.
Brooklyn. Baby's all right.
Okay.
And it was crazy. Like it was a snowstorm. That's why I stayed at his house. But anyway, I mean, it came from Molly, which same shit. No, I think the sex is so amplified because I really never got to do anything, and like I didn't have that much money, and I spent all of that money. It's very expensive to go to raves. Ultra's like
Oh, I'm sure.
$500 for the weekend. Then you got to get a hotels for Ultra, and it's a bunch of people sleeping in a house. Me and Vinny used to be stuck in these little tiny beds together because we would split it with 8 people. Then you have to buy drugs. You know how expensive drugs are.
I don't, but you've shared the costs with me a couple times, and I was like,
Nigga,
"Oh yeah, this is
pills,
for
like,
these are
fucking
for
all
rich
of it.
people."
Them
I'm
shits is
good.
expensive, and I don't know how I afforded it, but I think it's just your weekend to go fucking ham. And so all of that sexual like energy, that tension, like I didn't care. Like it was just so freeing. And I think today, like, you know, we were talking about going to a rave in what was it? What was that country? And you thought it was a can of soda? What was it? Malta. We were
Malta.
gonna go-
First off, Malta is a can of soda. It is a malt. It's a
You're
malt
thinking-
drink. It's a malt drink, but it's called Malta.
Yeah. The country is Malta, but I didn't know there was a Malta drink.
Yeah,
it?
bitch. It's nasty.
Oh, I
It
just
tastes
Googled
like
it.
burnt syrup. That shit nasty.
Malta Goya, malt beverage.
Yeah, that shit
we
is
can't fuck
that,
with Goya anyway.
bitch. That shit nasty as fuck anyway.
No, I had a bunch of sex craze weekend, and also I was always single when I went to those things, so I feel like I never had it on the back of my mind, so I couldn't do anything.
Okay.
And no guilt.
Okay. I would say one of my ones that I haven't shared would actually be, it was a couple years ago, maybe had to be 3 or 4 years ago now. I went to